How to fix 60 seconds, Reatomized Epic Games black screen. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we are diving deep into a frustrating launch failure, affecting 60 seconds, Reatomized on the Epic Games platform. Many players experience a complete black screen upon startup, even when background elements, like the NVIDIA overlay, initialize correctly. Our team investigated this anomaly to provide a definitive, step-by-step resolution guide. During our initial diagnostics, we monitored the system behavior using Task Manager while the game attempted to launch. We noticed that the game process was utilizing an unusually low amount of memory, sometimes even less RAM than the Task Manager itself. This severe lack of resource allocation is a massive red flag, indicating that the application is failing to load its core assets into memory. To further isolate the problem, we monitored the background processes for several minutes. The CPU and memory usage remained stagnant at negligible levels, confirming a complete halt in the execution sequence. The executable is technically running, but it is trapped in a suspended state before the rendering engine can initialize. Teknobalta verified that this specific black screen error is distinctly tied to the Epic Games platform environment. We tested the exact same system configuration using the Steam version of the game, and it launched flawlessly. This proves the core game files are fundamentally sound, but the required dependencies for the Epic platform are either missing or malfunctioning. First, we always recommend verifying the integrity of the game files through the Epic Games launcher to establish a baseline. We tested this method by navigating to the library, clicking the three dots next to the game, and selecting the verification option. While this did not resolve our specific test case, it is a crucial preliminary step to rule out corrupted packet downloads. Next, we bypassed the launcher entirely by attempting to run the game directly from the root installation folder using the executable file. We navigated to the game directory and launched the main application directly in Windows. The system prompted for Epic account credentials, but after authentication, the black screen issue persisted exactly as before. To eliminate the possibility of registry errors or bad configuration files, our team performed a complete clean installation. We uninstalled the game, wiped all leftover folder directories in the system, and downloaded a fresh copy from the Epic servers. Unfortunately, this standard troubleshooting step also failed to bypass the black screen hang. Through deep system tracing, we finally identified the root cause of the missing dependency causing the crash. The game requires specific Microsoft Visual C++ runtime libraries to bridge the gap between the game engine and the Windows operating system. We downloaded the official Visual C++ Redistributable package directly from Microsoft and initiated the setup. Specifically, you need to install the vcredist x64 exe file to provide the necessary 64-bit architecture support for the game. After running this installer, restarting the system, and launching the game through Epic, the black screen vanished entirely. The game successfully allocated memory and transitioned to the main menu without any further hesitation. If you are still encountering display issues after fixing the C++ runtimes, we strongly advise updating your dedicated graphics drivers. We always utilize the official NVIDIA app or AMD Adrenalin software to perform a clean driver installation. Outdated display drivers frequently cause handshake failures between the rendering engine and the monitor. As noted earlier, the NVIDIA overlay notification appears right as the game crashes into a black screen. We found that disabling all third-party overlays, including Discord, NVIDIA GeForce Experience, and even the Epic Games overlay, can prevent early rendering conflicts. Navigate to the settings of these respective applications and toggle the overlay features completely off. Sometimes Windows assigns the integrated graphics processor to a game instead of the dedicated GPU, resulting in immediate rendering crashes. We access the Windows graphics settings by searching for it in the Start menu and clicking Browse to add the game executable. Once added, we set the graphics preference strictly to high performance to force dedicated GPU usage. The Epic Games Launcher relies heavily on cache data, which can become corrupted and interrupt game launch sequences. We resolve launcher-specific bugs by pressing the Windows key plus R, typing %localappdata%, and hitting Enter. From there, we delete the Epic Games Launcher folder's Webcache directory to force a fresh backend data retrieval. Windows features an automatic full-screen optimization system that occasionally breaks game rendering pipelines. We right-clicked the game Executable, navigated to Properties, and checked the box labeled Disable Full-Screen Optimizations. We also recommend checking the box to run the program as an administrator on this exact same compatibility tab. Alongside the Visual C++ libraries, a corrupted DirectX installation will almost always guarantee a black screen on launch. We utilize the DirectX end-user Runtime web installer from the official Microsoft Download Center to patch any missing dynamic link library files. This ensures the graphics API has all the required legacy components to translate game code to the GPU. Security software often flags unknown executable behaviors, silently blocking network or file access and causing a soft lock. We manually added the entire Epic Games installation folder for 60 seconds, Reatomized to our Windows Defender exclusion list. Additionally, we allowed the executable through the Windows Defender Firewall for both private and public networks. If the game is attempting to launch at a resolution unsupported by your monitor, it will display a persistent black screen. We bypass this by going into the Epic Games Launcher settings, scrolling down to the game, and checking the additional command line arguments box. We input the command -window to force the game into a safe, movable window state. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.